Vinyl community, this is Andrew. It's been a while since I last uploaded my introduction video. So basically what happened was I recorded a bunch of videos at that same time, and then one of them was just like too long. I recorded it on my phone and had trouble getting it from my phone to my computer to get onto YouTube, and just kind of gave up. So what I'm hoping and planning to do, obviously understanding that anything can happen, is to I'll upload this video, and then the next couple videos I upload will have been recorded a while ago. So if I mention anything topical, don't think I'm crazy. They were recorded a while back. So if I mention, any football games, don't hold me to the time. Playing in the background, hopefully not too loud, is Papa John Creech. This is a new to me album. I found it in the dollar bin at my local record store. I was looking at it, saw some names, obviously. Grace Slick, Jack Cassidy, Paul Kantner. I see Yorma, and then I'm like, there's a name I'm looking for. If you watch my introduction video, you might know. And sure enough, the last one there, Jerry Garcia. So I was like, okay, I get the idea. So, I see he's got a violin in his hand, in the gatefold. There he is. So Papa John Creech was hanging out at Wally Heider in the early 70s when the Dead were doing Working Man's and American Beauty. Jefferson Airplane was also there recording pretty much all the time from what I gather. And this is a product of that time that I was not familiar with, but I'm certainly happy to be now. What I'm reading right now, if you're interested, Blood Meridian, Cormac McCarthy. I previously read No Country for Old Men, really loved it. Found out that was kind of written by McCarthy as a screenplay, so the writing style I'm getting familiar with in Blood Meridian. I'm loving it. It's absolutely vicious. I'm about, a little bit more way through. Loving it, so hope to update you guys on that. And these are my new pickups. I'm gonna try to keep each one quick, so hold me to that if you can. These are mostly online and in-store purchases. Obviously, with everything that's happening, I'm kind of permitting myself to do a little bit more online shopping than I normally would. But, I do want to shout out, as always, Matt from Ka-Chunk, my local record store in Annapolis, because, I feel totally safe browsing Ka-Chunk during COVID times. I've seen Matt multiple times call people out for wearing their mask, chin diapering it and all that. And he's really good about keeping the numbers down. I went for one of the record store days and it was really, really, everyone was respectful and Matt was on top of it. So I do feel safe in my local store, but I'm not really shop hopping. So some of these are online, some are from Ka-Chunk. So I'll try to keep it brief for each one. Although I'm sure everyone knows how that goes. This is MGMT, the Metanoia EP. Now this is a really cool song. It's actually one 13-minute long song by MGMT, but it's really like little vignettes. It's like smaller songs that kind of segue into one another. I really loved the song when I was younger. I saw it pop up online, and it's one of the ones that is, kind of blew my mind and really got me into really deeper kind of psych music, and I've loved MGMT since. Saw this pop up, had to grab it. I highly recommend checking out Metanoia if you haven't, and if you have 13 free minutes. Come on. Move it, football head. This is a repress of the Hey Arnold, the music, the volume 1. I don't think there's volume 2 yet, but hopefully that means they're planning for it. This is by Enjoy the Tunes Records, and obviously, in partner with Nickelodeon. I'm just looking here, and with new artwork by the show creator Craig Bartlett. Just gotta be the coolest room in all of TV history. Debate me. basically side A is like the cool like background jazz music that was playing throughout the show, and side B is like the actual songs from the show. Yellow vinyl with the cool Hey Arnold locket that Helga had. Next is A Day to Remember Homesick, kind of out of the wheelhouse of what I normally will be showing, but I really went through a hardcore, and this is obviously on the poppier side, but I was really into that scene in high school, went to just a ton of shows, saw A Day to Remember a couple times, really loved bands like The Devil Wears Prada, Parkway Drive, Miss May I, Suicide Silence was great, so, you know, maybe one day in the future I'll do a video on some of that stuff, but I mean, this is a great album. It's leans poppier, so if you want to check it out, you know, it's got some really cool tunes on it. This one is one I picked up again online recently, but this is just like a sick pop album. This is Charlie XCX. Charlie, I guess it's not technically self-titled, it's called Charlie. You know, freaking just killer songs on this, man. Next Level Charlie just hooks you in instantly. I mean, Gone with Christine and the Queens is just a bop. 1999 with Troye Sivan. Blame It On Your Love with Lizzo is great. White Mercedes is just the song I've been hooked on recently. So I was happy to pick this up online. This is a sick album that I really recommend if you haven't. It's PC music pop, so it's like pop with a little bit of a harder edge to it, but it's just really good, catchy stuff. So let's get into Record Store Day. Like I said, I went to the third drop for Buffalo 77, Grateful Dead, which I did get, but didn't bother to pull out because I hope to do a Grateful Dead collection video soon. But one I did catch is this Pepper, Conatown. Again, this was just one that in high school, I know this contrasts what I just said with A Day to Remember, but I was also really into like reggae music in high school, and this oddly enough, I saw these guys on Warped Tour, which is where I saw a lot of those other bands too, but this is a great album. If you're not familiar with it, it's on this cool clear blue, I guess that's not a splatter, I guess that's more of like a gradient or something, I don't know. If you want to hear a song on this album, I recommend, and I'm realizing there's probably a huge glare on this, so I apologize. I recommend Sitting on the Curb, and there are a couple Not Safe for Work songs on this album, so keep an eye out for songs like Give It Up if you have small ears around the house, because it's a little raunchy. Another one I picked up at that drop was Pinata, Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, the 1974 alternate cover. I have an original press of this album on the plain, zebra print, but it's one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. I mean, the features alone are insane, but that was kind of my introduction to Freddie Gibbs, and I just don't think there's anything that he couldn't flow on and make it just sound absolutely lethal. I mean, he's got to have one of the best flows in the game. And then this is one I got online after the fact. I did not get this in person because I couldn't justify going to the first drop. I was out of town that Friday night and would have had to go out of my way to come back, and so I didn't, whatever night it was. So I didn't go, but I got this for the retail price online, and this is Currency Pilot Talk. I mean, for people who listen to a lot of the hip hop from the Mac Miller, Wiz Khalifa, that general area, you're all familiar with Currency. It's hard for me to gauge what a casual fan, how on the radar Currency is, because he just is so consistent. He just drops projects constantly, so I don't even know like where he is in the grand scheme of hip hop. Like, he's a legend to me, obviously, but if you don't know Currency and you're into hip hop, check him out. I mean, he's like this album in particular, but you know, you could just pretty much hit shuffle on his discography and find something you like. Super low key, laid back, you know, raps about smoking weed in cars and, you know, being a rapper. So I mean, that's, you know, what else could you want in life? I love that record. If you want a recommendation for a song off of Pilot Talk, I would say Chilled Coffee featuring Devin the Dude. Just wait for that Currency verse to come in. It's just sick, and it's on this. I think this is officially labeled as Coke Bottle Green, but I don't know. I've been seeing that color pop up, Coke Bottle, a lot. I don't really have any records in the Coke Bottle color. I think this was Coke Bottle Green, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. This one is, I got this at Ka-Chunk, and this is a box set, and this was on the floor, like not even in the shelves. It was just in the kind of like the overflow section, and it's this Eric Clapton Crossroads box set, and it was $9. I mean, there's like, it's 6 records in here for $9. It was a no-brainer for me. I mean, it's got like a record of his Yardbird stuff, what he did with John Mayall, you know, just epic, you know, British blues, like early on, the Blues Breaker stuff, Cream. I mean, I think I will in a future video talk about kind of how I've rediscovered Ginger Baker as a drummer. So I'm you know, keen on this Cream stuff. Got Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, Derek and the Dominoes, and then his solo stuff across the span of 6 records. And it was $9. How could I pass that up? So, and this one was not $9. I bought this at let me slide that out of the sleeve. I bought this at a really cool record shop that has opened near kind of my parents' house, called Vintage Vinyl, and this is the Nuggets compilation. It's basically an electro psych music compilation, and this is original artifacts from the first psychedelic era, 65 to 68, and that's artifacts. And so I got hip to the Nuggets compilations and kind of psych music in general, as far as like exploring it through Dylan at Noble Records. You know, I mentioned I watch his videos, and I saw this, and this is, I believe, I don't know anything about, you know, the pressings of this. I think this is an original press or like a very early press. Regardless, I don't think it's rare or anything. I mean, it's not a super expensive record. I think I paid $45 for it, or something, $50. I think it says somewhere $50. So I paid $50 for it, but you know, it's a great record, and it's really got me into some cool psych stuff. I knew the 13th Floor Elevators, and they were pretty much the only ones I knew. I discovered the Electric Prunes from this, and I've been, you know, really digging on them. So yeah, I thank you, Dylan, for getting me hip to this. This is one where I saw it, like I'd been in the store twice and saw it and was like, I just don't know if I'm ready to drop $50 on an album that I haven't listened to. And then I, you know, listened to it online, and then kind of the next day ran back to the store to grab it. So I'm really just kind of, you know, getting into that whole psychedelic, you know, 60s psychedelic era. Like I'm a really big Grateful Dead fan, but you know, even then I, you know, haven't really delved into too much of the 60s psychedelic stuff. And this has been really great in helping me do that. So that's the Nuggets compilation, and I'm really hoping to familiarize myself with this music more as I listen to this more, because it's great. So that's been my recently acquired vinyl pickups. I hope you enjoyed the video. and hopefully I'll be, tapping in here more regularly. So, thank you to everyone who's watching, and I don't know, keep spinning records. Shit, that's the record spinners thing. Keep, buying records and hopefully listening to them and not just sticking them on your shelf like I think probably a lot of us are guilty of doing sometime. Peace.